Hello, I'm Professor Benavides, and want to talk about dictionaries in Python. So dictionaries are a data structure, and they are an unordered collection of key-value pairs. And I'm going to go ahead and show you a little simple demonstration of how to create a dictionary and how to iterate through these key-value pairs. Most important thing here is to learn how to create one, to understand what the structure is, and to then iterate through it, the dictionary, to get stuff out of it. Of course, remember the dictionaries are mutable, so I'm gonna delete something from the dictionary and add something to the dictionary to demonstrate that idea. So in my little demonstration today, I'm going to do a little demonstration where my dictionary is key value pairs would be, the key would be the state and the value would be the capital. So like say for example, Texas has a capital of Austin. New York has the capital of Albany. Okay, so that's my little demo on dictionaries that I'm going to go ahead and do. So let's start Sublime text. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of what I've been working on and start a new app. Let's just go ahead and save it, and I'm going to save it to the desktop. Let's just go ahead and call this states to capitals. .py, don't forget the py, so that this text file is identified as a Python script. All right, so let's just go ahead and put in some basic documentation, general documentation. We'll have a little separator on there. And program, we'll just go ahead and call this states to capitals, right? Put in your name, and then the date, and the description. So remember, dictionaries, it's a data structure, and it's mutable. So the first thing we want to do is create our dictionary. We want to understand the structure of a basic dictionary. So in a way, it kind of looks like a list, but it's got some very important distinctions on here. So let's just put in the name of our dictionary. That's my little cat there. Actually, it's not mine, it's my daughter's. And we use curly brackets. So if you remember in the list, we used the square brackets. For the dictionary, we use the curly brackets. So I'm going to put in my key value pair. So we'll go ahead and put in Texas in lowercase. And the key, this is the key. My value is going to end up being Austin. Then I'm going to have a comma. So get this here, each key value pair, if I can spell Austin right, each key value pair is separated by a comma, and the key and the value is separated by the colon. In this particular case, I'm dealing with a string to a string, on here. But in this particular case, the value could be any particular, data type. Okay. So we're going to create this list, and then we're going to go ahead and iterate through it, and then we're going to add something to it, and we're going to delete something and prove that it's mutable. So let's continue along our merry way. I'm going to press enter right here and tab, 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 tab. And I'm going to go ahead and create another one on here, another key value pair, New York, colon, and that's going to be Albany. All right, comma, and then we'll have Louisiana. And then that would be Baton Rouge, right? And comma, one more here, we'll do Georgia. And that would be Atlanta. Okay. So that is my dictionary here. The key value pairs. In this particular case, key is Texas, and the capital is Austin. And that's what we're going to use to look up. So if we want to know what the capital for Texas is, it'll return Austin. If we want to know what the capital for New Year, for New York, sometimes it's hard to catch all these things, especially the spelling. The capital for Louisiana is Baton Rouge. The capital for Georgia is Atlanta. Okay, so that is our dictionary. Now I'm going to go ahead and print the report header. I like to put what the name of the program is, you know. So we'll say state capitals listing. And we'll do a carriage return, new line. Then we're going to go ahead and loop through it. Now, a lot of people do the for loop, and they use the keywords key and value. But you can use anything you want. I mean, it could be X and Y, which is not good. Now, some people in this case use the words of whatever your key is and whatever your value is. So if our key is the state, then we would say for state, comma, instead of value, we would state city. You know, so if you want to use something very generic, or if you want to use something very specific, that's pretty much up to you. Just use the generic one first. And we're going to use the items method. And there's various methods that we can end up using. It's going to give us both the key and the value. There's ways in which we can get just the keys and just the values. But let's just try this one out for right now. So notice after I put that colon, if I press enter, it takes me exactly where I need to be in terms of indentation. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and put in a print and say, let's put in let's make an F string, a formatted string, and say the capital. And one of the reason why I want the items is that I want to access both the value, both the key and the value by means of, you know, so the capital of, we're going to put a little placeholder in here. And the placeholder is going to be keys. And I'm going to give it case, use the title method. Is, and then another placeholder in the string, and then case as well. That'll capitalize the words. We're going to put in a little period in here, and press enter. And I've got a little error there. Well, let's try and see you know, what's going on here. Here's the beginning. Let's see now if I'm matching everything up. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the curly bracket, close the curly bracket on my key value pair. It could have run it, see if they would have identified where the error is. But I was visually, I was capable to visually see where the error was. All right, so in this case, I'm going to press enter. And I'm going to press enter again and press the backspace key so I can then have another print statement. Because what I want to do now is not inside the loop. So to get out of this loop, I have to press enter and then backspace, right? Because remember, Python is very sensitive to indentation. The default indentation, remember, is 4. You can change that. do a new line, and we'll say number of states. We could say in this report. We could just probably just say number of states. I know it's in this report. And the way we do that is we're going to use the length method. So we'll put a little placeholder in here and say LEM and pass it state to capitals. Okay. Let's put a period in here. Well, I don't think we need a period. Just look. I don't think like when you use a colon, you typically don't use a period. Okay. So let me just go ahead and run it and see what it looks like. State capital listing is the title of a report. So the capital of Texas is Austin. Capital of New York is Albany. Okay, that seems to be working right. Number of states in this report gives me 4. I wanted to put in a period, but it doesn't. I think it looks better without the period on here. Okay, so let's go ahead and look into the immutable aspect of this. Let's go ahead and delete, a key value pair, and then print out the number of states again to verify that it was, in fact, deleted. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and then let's say that I'm going to delete it before I do it. So let's say print. I'm going to say \n, and I'm going to go ahead and say delete New York. Okay. And then underneath that, I'll perform the action that actually deletes New York. And I'm going to use the delete statement. So that'll be DEL. So we'll do states to capital. And in the square bracket, I'll go ahead and delete New York. Okay. That'll perform the delete. Then just to prove that it's been done, I'm going to go ahead and then print out the number of states again. I'm just going to copy and paste that. Okay. So let's go ahead and run that just to see where we're going on with this. So yeah, the number of states for, I'm going to go ahead and delete New York. I probably should say deleting New York, right? Deleting New York. Number of states in this report is 3. So probably deleting, I think, right? And we know it's 3 now because we got rid of 1. So now we're going to add a state. So how do you add a state? We're going to go ahead. It's an assignment statement. So you use the name of the dictionary. And we're going to use the square brackets. And we're going to put in the key. And I don't think I need to put this in uppercase because I'm going to have that title method. So let me put this in lowercase. Probably wouldn't hurt, but then it would be not very consistent. If I'm spelling this right, I know that the people from Michigan would dislike that. Is that right? I don't go there that often, right? Let's try Lansing, right? At least I got that one right. Okay, that is how you go ahead and do it. So what we're doing here is just a little exercise in the fact that a dictionary is mutable, that we can change it. So we delete it, 1 key value pair. Okay, so when you delete the when you delete the key, it deletes the key value pair, right? So then now to add a key value pair, it's like an assignment statement, right? So now what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and list it again and print out the number of states again. So I guess I could just copy this stuff up here, cheat a little bit, put it down here. So this way I can prove that, hey, I created my dictionary. I deleted a state, I added a state, here's the listing before and after, and here's the number. Let me do a control B to go ahead and run this, and I've got an error on 23. And it says invalid syntax error, invalid syntax on line 23. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, so Michigan should be enclosed in square brackets, but the assignment is not, okay? So you're assigning Lansing to Michigan. So let's go ahead and run this. And I think we've got success. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So state capital listing, so it's the capital layout. So that those four ended up doing good. I deleted New York, and I probably need another carriage return after a number of reports. So the capital text is Austin, Baton Rouge, Atlanta, Michigan, and number. So it's working. And notice how it was correct of me to enter the data lowercase because I have that title. If I wanted to enter it in uppercase, it probably wouldn't have mattered, but it's not consistent on here. So that I want all the data to be in the dictionary in lowercase. So what I need now, just to be consistent here, is a line break after it right here, and I like one at the very end as well. So I like one at the very end, just to and where would that other one be? So right in here. Let's see now. I guess I could put in a wild one right here. And let's run it. So now it looks a little bit better. State capital listing. So I list them, and then I say the report, deleting New York, number of states in this report, 3. And I probably didn't need one there. Yeah, so let me get rid of that one there. Insert key. But then I didn't specify that I was adding. I mean, I want to be consistent here. If I say I'm deleting New York, I want to go ahead and say that I'm adding Michigan, you know? So we'll say print. And then we'll say the new line on here, adding Michigan and relisting. And that's probably why I don't need this print right here. So now I think it's clean. I think it's clean. So do a control here. So that should run it again. Let's take a quick look. So here's the name of my report. I reported, it's got 4, fine. I delete New York, so now the report only has 3. I'm adding Michigan and then relisting, and I guess I needed another one right there so that it looks kind of nice. So let me go ahead and do another one right in there. So of the relisting, yeah, right there. Okay, so Control B, And now I've got it to my perfection on here. So I've got my state capital listing. There's 4 of them. I delete New York, got 3, add Michigan, relist. Okay. And I probably should put a period at the end of relisting when I have correct English on here, but that's perfect after that. That's just the only thing that I need to do to finish this up. So let's go ahead and take one overlook over the whole darn thing again. So the main idea here was the dictionary. Remember, so to create a dictionary, a simple dictionary, it's key value pairs. And the key in this particular case is Texas, and the value is the capital. That's why I called it states to capitals, right? So each key value pair is separated by a comma, you know, and the key is separated from the value by a colon. And the dictionary is enclosed in a curly bracket. So I print out the name of the report, and then I use a loop, a for loop, a for in loop, to traverse the dictionary using the items method. So in my print line here, I use the key to give me the title. That would give me the state, and the value would give me the capital. I'm using the title method to convert this to first character to uppercase. Then I run the number of states in the report, which is the length of the dictionary. When I delete one of the items in the dictionary, or one of the key value pairs, I go ahead and run the length property again just to verify that it was done. I add Michigan, and I say that I add Michigan, and I actually then add it. Okay, just like I say, hey, I'm deleting, and then I deleted it with the delete statement. Well, I add, in this particular case, with an assignment statement, where in this particular case, my key value pairs are both strings, but remember I said it could be, the value could be any data type. It could be a number, you know. So then I go ahead and just relist it again to show that I did, in fact, get rid of New York, and I added Michigan. And that's pretty much the end of this, you know, little idea on here. And let me run it again one more time to show I added that last period. And yes, I've completed this idea on dictionaries. Hopefully you learned something. Thank you.